just want to say real quick, I'm sorry about my breathing in this video. It's been really damp here and it's really triggered my asthma. Hi everyone, it's Tanya, and today I am back and I'm going to create a card, and I'm going to use some of the new newly released colors of the Distress Spritz spray from Tim Holtz. I was lucky enough to be sent this by Scrapbook.com. Thank you, Scrapbook.com. And so I thought I would create a card today using the sprays. I'm also going to show you some samples that I did of the sprays before we get started. But I will say today, the colors that I have, I'm not sure if I'm using all these, a couple or one, honestly. But I have the Kitsch Flamingo. I have the Rusty Hinge. I have the Crushed Olive and the Mowed Lawn. And I kind of have an idea, and I'm thinking I'm going to just be using one of the colors for today, but we will see. Also for today, I think I'm going to be using the new Tim Holtz Sizzix dyes, the Vault Winter Wishes, and the Vault Holiday Classic. And I've got some mixed media paper. I'm going to use the white of the Scrapbook.com mixed media paper. They also sent me a pad of the black. I have some of this already. I love this here. And I did do a sample on the black also to show you. I think the colors I'm going to use for this card are going to be Sponge Sugar, Picked Raspberry, and Kitsch Flamingo of the Distress Inks. I have my tweezers out just in case I need them. And crafting is a messy hobby. We all know that. And Scrapbook.com sent me these crafty cleanup cloths to try. And I'm so excited to try these today. So you're going to see me using these. I will have everything linked in the description box below. Give me 1 second and we're going to get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is show you some samples of the 4 sprays that I have here. And like I said, I have Kitsch Flamingo, Mowed Lawn, Crushed Olive, and Rusty Hinge today. And this is on, let me start with the black. This is the Kitsch Flamingo in black. Here I just sprayed it. Here I brushed it on with water. And here just a dry brush of just the spray and no water. Here it is, again on white. Sprayed, brushed with water, and brushed without water, no, I'm wrong. Brushed with water, brushed without water. Then we have the Mowed Lawn, sprayed, brushed with water and without on the black. This shows up so beautifully on black. I love how this looks on the black. And then we have it over here on the white. Again, it's still really pretty, but you can see such a difference of the colors from black and white paper. So we have it brushed with the water and without the water. Next, we'll do Crushed Olive. So you can see it here, the sprays on white, on black, with water and without water. There's not a whole lot of difference if you brush it on with and without the water. I do think it's a little more intense without having any water on your brush. And then here's the Rusty Hinge. Sprayed it out, brushed on with water, brushed it on without water. This one I love. It's almost black especially. It looks very coppery. It's very pretty. It's coppery on the white too color, but it's just the black, it just really pops off that black cardstock. So that's what they look like sampled out. So for my card, I've got an A2 card base and a piece of the white mixed media. And I'm going to start with this base, and I'm just going to use a stamping block. And I'm going to get my spray out here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of ink onto the stamp block like this. Oh, and this is, you could do the smooshing technique if you want. I feel like this kind of gives you a little more control over where you put your colors. If you want that control, if you don't care, it's fine. You can just smush it. And as you can see, I must have some black ink on my stamping block. So let's try and get that cleaned off. Okay. What? I'm going to move this over here for a second, clean this off good. Thought I had cleaned it off already. We are going to make sure it's good and clean this time. Now all I'm going to do is, honestly, I'm going to flip this over and start again. And if we have any black on here this time, I do not know where it's coming from. Okay, a little harder. Let me get one of these out and let's try this. So these come on, this is a 20 sheets per roll. And let's see here, get the little sticker off. And they just tear off like a paper towel. How neat is that? Wow, that really wiped that off too. So they're just called Crafty Cleanup Cloths, and they're 10 by 10, and I will link those in the description box below. Okay, let's continue. Now I'm gonna not dry this yet because we're gonna build up some color here. And the first layer, I want to get everything kind of mixed together. So I want wet on wet so it mixes. Dry on wet layers. Wet on wet mixes. So let's go in now with some of the picked raspberry. And if you like more traditional colors, you could definitely go with that. But I want to do a little bit more non-traditional Christmas colors. So I'm going to go with these pinks. Plus I wanted to use this new Distress Spritz in Kitsch Flamingo. And make sure before you use this, you shake these up really good. Because they have the mica in the bottom. And you need to get that little ball moving, so that it shakes everything up. So that layer's dry. So I'm going to repeat what I just did until I get this the way I want it. So for this part, I'm going to speed it up, and I'll be back as soon as I get the background finished. I think that's all I want to put on that background because I just want to kind of leave some of the white out. And I also want to spray it with the Spritz spray. So I shook this up really well. As you can see, everything's out the bottom. And I'm just going to, and I probably should have had my box out for this, but heck, we're just going to go for it today. And I am just going to go over it like that. Get a little bit of that shine on there. There you go. Oh, I'm trying to lift it up so you can see a little closer. Hopefully you can see how pretty that shine is on there. And I'm honestly just going to set this to the side for a minute and let it dry on its own. So I'm going to put that over there. Let's clean this off. And now let's talk about what we're going to die cut. So here's what I want to die cut today. And like I said, we're using the Vault Holiday Classic and the Vault Winter Wishes die sets. And from these, I'm going to cut out the snowflake. I'm going to cut out the wish. And I'm going to cut out all the pieces for the snowman. Now for my snowman, he's got this back piece. Let me see if I can get him out of here. It's a magnetic tray, and he is really not wanting to come out. So I'm going to cut several layers of this. I think I'm going to probably do 3 of the back piece, the black, and then 2 of this top white and white. And I'll show you what paper I'm going to use for this also. But I just want this to be a little bit more dimensional, so I'm going to kind of thicken it up a little bit. So these are the pieces we'll cut out, and I get these pieces all die cut out, and then I'll be right back. I have all the pieces die cut out. So like I said, I used black, and I cut out that full piece of snowman, the full body, and I cut 3 pieces of that in black, 3 of those in black, and I cut 2 of the snowman in white, and I'm just going to layer them up just like that. I cut out 1 of the wish. I cut out 1 of the snowflake, and I cut out the pieces for the snowman, and I tried to leave them in here because it's just a little bit easier to get them colored when they're still in the paper. The hat wants to fall out, but these little pieces I want to kind of try to keep in there. And these are actually what we're going to start with. So what I'm going to do is just lay these here. I'm going to kind of try to put this little hat back in here. Here I'm just going to use my Distress inks in the same colors as I use for the background, and a couple other colors to do the snowman and his hat and scarf and nose. Now that we have these pieces put together, inked, let's get them put together. I'm going to trim this down because I want this to just be slightly smaller than my actual card base. And I'm going to go down to, I think, 4. I'm going to go to 4 and 5 1/4. And I like to trim a little bit off of each of the sides, not all of it off of one. But that's totally up to you how you do yours. Because I want to have that little bit of a white border around my card. Here's my card base. It's just an A2 top fold card. I think I'm putting this here. Okay. like that. Before we do that though, I want to do one more thing to this. So I have this white like a paint pen. It's like a paint brush from scrapbook.com. I'll link what it is exactly in the description box below. I'm going to shake that up, and I'm going to put a little bit out on my mat, and I'm just going to kind of splatter it on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the picked raspberry, and I'm just going to ink around the edges, and I am going to move this over to the glass mat because I just feel like it moves a little bit better off the glass and not the silicone thing here. I do like this for holding my paper still though. Just want to get those edges a little bit darker. There we go. I'm going to take my card base. I'm going to glue this to it. Make sure I have it so it's opening correctly. And I want to make sure I got this one here centered. Okay, that's good. Okay. So I think I want to add something else to this. I'm not sure if I want to keep this color. I think I'm going to cut one out of this color here and see how I like it. And for that, I'm just going to grab my little sidekick and run it right through that instead of pulling out the big machine. Let's just see if we like it with the pink better. I do not. Okay, what if we kind of gave it an offset maybe? Hang in there with me. Let's try something. I think makes it pop out a little bit better. And you still have the pink. So let's get this put together. This is pretty clean and simple for me. But there you go. That's how that turned out. Look how pretty and sparkly that background is. This is gorgeous. So I absolutely love this color. And I think this would go so good with the, I don't know if I have my sample here. Let me see if I can grab it. Yes. Of the Christmas colors, if you have those. Of the mica spray stains. This would go so good with these. Because look. Look how pretty these colors would mix. I wish I had thought of that before I did finish my card. But that will be a card for another day maybe, because I really want to try this with these colors, because I think it would be so pretty. But this alone, wow, I am really impressed with how pretty that pink is. It is so pretty. So, if you haven't tried these already, I definitely recommend trying these out. And these are the 4 colors that I have to try out. And again, it's Mauve Lawn, Crushed Olive, and Rusty Hinge, and Kitsch Flamingo. And I'm definitely going to be using these 3 too. So I decided before I go, I want to try just doing a little bit of something with a background. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some Distress Oxide colors and put it down on this black. I'm not too worried about them blending good, because I'm going to spray them. Let's move them out the way. But I'm going to try something. I don't know that it's going to work, but we will see. So you can see though, and I actually kind of like this, because I think this will make a really nice like background for distressed grungy stuff, or cutting out words or anything like that. But I just want to try something really quickly. So this is kind of a little play testing session here. Let's go add a little bit of distressed glaze and let's see what happens. And then do half. And that definitely brings out that color. Let's grab a paper towel. Just kind of buff it. So you definitely still see the shine. I don't think it's as shiny as this side, but you definitely still see the shine. And you definitely can see more of the color variation in it, I feel like. Although I feel like the green's showing up better over here. Let's see. Let's just do the whole thing. Because the one thing I like about Distress Glaze is if you don't like what it looks like after you put it on there, you can heat it up. And it pretty much goes back to the way it was. Oh, so the green does show up good here too. So that I feel like is really neat, and it does still have the shine from the mica spritz. That I really like the way this turned out. Oh. This is definitely going to get used on a project. I feel like probably for some words for something for Halloween. I have a couple Halloween projects in mind. So I think this would be really neat to cut the words out, or even just use the whole thing as the background. I really like it. But you could definitely, I hope you can see it in the camera, you can still see the shine of the spray. And you get just that like faint tint of the color I put down from the Oxides. So that was our little testing session. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We got our little testing session done. Let me clean this up before we lay too much down here. We got our testing session done. We're tested out the back on the background on black. Some swatches so you get to see some of the colors I've got, and we even got a card made. So I feel like this was a pretty productive video today. So again, these are the colors I used of the new release of Distress Spritz: Rusty Hinge, Mauve Lawn, Kitsch Flamingo, and Crushed Olive. I will be making future videos using these, and you'll probably see me using this one quite a bit because I feel like I really love the pink. It's pretty, but this is, I think, of these 4 colors I got today, that is most definitely my favorite of them. I really like these two together also. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe. As I said, all the products will be linked in the description box below. They will be affiliate links, but by you clicking on and using those links, it costs you nothing, and it helps me to keep making videos and keeping this channel going. And I do greatly appreciate when you use those links. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope this inspires you to create something. Bye until next time. If you made it this far, stay to the end and you'll see what I ended up doing with that background.